Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Damn Music Show. I'm kind of excited about this one. Darren brought up the idea. Why don't you tell him, Darren?
Yeah, so we did a BTS reaction yesterday, and predictably, many BTS fans got their feelings hurt because that's kind of what y'all do.
Yeah,
We
raging.
genuinely appreciate people that disagree with us
We
and put
do.
their comments as to why. But once you start, I'm only going to say this once. Once you start getting down to the world white man or this is racist or Asian, you can f off. We're not the channel for you. Um, but I asked the question, and I was sincere about it, about BTS wanting to learn more about the background and history and why they were so big as they are. We
Sure.
recognize that they're big and successful, and
But
we applaud them
why?
for that.
Why are they so
Yeah,
successful?
yeah. And I said in yesterday's video, look, if the answer is their music makes you happy, that's all I need to know. I
Yeah.
hear that. I hear that. But the question that made everybody mad is I said, how are they different
Right.
from other pop bands or that particularly that made it through the ranks through Nickelodeon or Disney, and that set a bunch of people off.
Sure.
But you know what? There's a lot of talented bands and people that make it through Disney.
Sure.
I mean, Justin
Sure.
Justin Timberlake started in there, Britney Spears started there, Ariana
Darren, you
Grande
said
started there.
talented, so let's keep this specific to. I'm just kidding. Justin, very
Hey,
talented. Oh, all the
yeah,
ladies are pissed at me right now. Oh
Ariana
gosh.
Grande, Ariana
Ariana
Grande
Grande is
started on
very
with
talented. I
Nickelodeon.
think Ariana
Yeah,
is
so
very
it's
talented.
it's not unheard of to have pop stars come through the ranks on that type of thing. So what we're going to do today is Micah went and found a boy band, for lack of a term. We call that boy band not as a derogatory term. It is a band that
It's
has
just a boy
young
band. That's what they
men.
call it. They
Yep.
literally. I
Yeah.
typed in who is the most recent and current boy band, and this
Right.
why don't we came up. That's what you call it because they're boys in a band,
Right.
and there's multiple of them, which is what
Right.
BTS is. Like, this isn't an argument. This is just a thing, right? So we agree here.
Yeah.
So we found a band called Why Don't We, who I don't know if they're like Disney or whatever, but they got all the awards. Nickelodeon, Kids' Choice
Teen
Awards,
Choice.
Teen Choice,
Right.
yeah.
Disney Award.
So we know nothing about them, but they're the most relevant that I could find right now in a 4-minute search. For all you boy band fans out there that
I
knows
didn't.
of a different one, please tell us. But this will do the job, right?
But to be clear,
To be clear,
to be clear,
to be clear.
so we didn't even know about why don't we until about 5 minutes ago.
That's it.
But my question is about the end product,
Yes.
not about the BTS came from nowhere,
Right,
rags
right,
to riches. I applaud them for that. If those guys dug themselves out of the dirt and made
right,
something out of
right,
their upbringing, and again, I don't know. Awesome, man. That's great. I'm just asking about the music part of
right,
it. Is
right.
it substantially different? Is this K-pop thing substantially different from pop? I
Let's
don't
do
know.
it.
So
Let's do it.
let's just watch this band, and then Micah, who is a music producer, is going to break it down at a music producer standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At least in layman's term, let's go. Here we go. Why don't we show
Why
us
don't
your
we listen to
display?
this song?
Display your amazingness. Slow movement.
Hey, how do we end up at your place? With my hands around your waist. Like you're too cuckoo. I don't believe that it's true till your taste. I could drink
Vintage.
a whole damn
They're also at Burning Man, right? Is this like a Burning Man thing?
waste when you're making
It looks like the same spot that Kid Leroy shot his video on.
Probably is.
Seriously, Salt Flats. Run!
Run, boy. What a video, man. This ain't cheap.
Oh, they are running.
Okay. Gonna give it our brief overview here. Darren, you want to go first?
Yeah, what's the difference between this and BTS music?
So
That's
should I
it.
give like my grand reveal
Yeah,
before the
yeah.
song's done? Like,
No,
is
no,
the
you can do a
video
flash
over?
review.
Well,
Just
the
an
flash
immediate
review.
gut
Let's just
reaction.
do a flash review of the song. Cool song. I like the structure. Good singing. It was very well done. As expected, world class. Right? It's world class. So it's good. I
This
really
to
like it. In
me,
fact, I
this
really
looks
like it. It's actually really catchy. It's cool.
well visually. I think they shot it in the same or very similar place that Kid Roy does.
Hmm.
Can't make a wife out of a hoe. It's got the same vibe and look to it, and I don't
Yep.
know the hook.
Yep.
The hook. This sounds like BTS to me.
Okay.
And I know you're like, you old man, you think all your old stuff
You just
sounds the
don't
same.
know a
Young
thing, man.
whippersnappers.
You don't
You
know
know,
anything. Well, let's keep listening.
whatever.
I'm gonna hold on my comparison, and we're gonna keep listening because there's only
Yeah.
like 30 seconds left. Jokes aside, it's like a minute. It's like a minute.
Okay.
Never thought I'd be holding your hand. Picking up my comfort. Yes. When you're making those, I don't know what to do. Yeah. If it's all a dream, don't wake up. 'Cause I got your body
That's cool.
lying next to me. Just wait up. Gotta check myself 'cause I just can't believe.
Man, that kid can get high, can't he?
It's great.
You're in my bed. Unbelievable, yeah. Unbelievable, yeah. Unbelievable, yeah. Unbelievable.
Those big and massive drums. A little sci-fi special effects. Why not? I feel like we're heading to a bridge. Real broken down, like emotional. Here it is. That's cool.
Check myself 'cause I just can't believe that you were my heart, you were my head. Now you're waking up here in my bed. Unbelievable, yeah. Unbelievable, yeah. Unbelievable, yeah. Unbelievable, unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's you were my heart, you were my head. Now you're waking up here in my
There it goes. Okay. Great video. Holy cow. How many views does this thing have? Any idea?
Not very many. But this is the crux of my question.
Yeah,
And
25 mil. 25 mil only.
oh, well, that's more than I thought, but that's
I
not
mean,
compared to the
that's
not
not that
compared to
many
the
views.
250, right? Compared to
In today's margin,
so
that's really small. Like that didn't they spent way more money than 25 million gets them on YouTube. Like that was a
right.
loss, hard loss.
So here's what I hear. Right, I hear a lot of programmed music, a lot of
Programmed by that
programmed
you mean
drum.
electronic, digital,
Yes,
in the DAW music. Yeah, MIDI
yeah.
instruments we would call it.
Okay, EMD. What do they call it? Electronic dance music. I hear a lot of electronic. Yeah,
EDM.
I hear a lot of EDM. Yeah, I hear
Sure.
a lot of EDM programmed music. I hear a lot of falsetto that is then punctuated with a really big hook, pop heavy
Uh, Big
hook.
and massive
That's what
drums
I
on
hear.
it.
Yes, big
Yeah.
massive drums, falsetto, massive hook to it.
Yeah.
How's that formula different for you? Why do these guys get 25 million and BTS gets 250 million? Again, this ain't about talent. I'm not saying BTS isn't talent and all that.
Yeah.
What is the substantial difference? That's my simple
We're
question.
talking music today. Okay,
Music,
time for
right?
the big reveal. If anyone waited this long or just fast forwarded, well done, you're clever. The big reveal for me is musically nothing. There's nothing different. You're totally right. I couldn't agree more.
Right.
However, where I feel like the differentiation occurs is the question of why. Why is one bigger than the other? And for me, it's fairly obvious. It's just an ebb and a flow in the way we find ourselves attracted to things. And BTS is, in my opinion, every bit as good as Why Don't We? Are they better? I don't know. Their songs connected with their audience more, though. So there is a sense of authenticity revolving around BTS that Why Don't We just didn't get. They're not picking
Well,
up. We're not
or not yet,
vibing on it.
not yet anyway.
Well,
They haven't been around
correct.
as long.
Correct. And
Yeah.
maybe they will, maybe they won't. I think I mentioned this yesterday in BTS. I think it is the novelty of a band competing with a US band all of a sudden. So frankly, in my opinion, and I say this with a grain of salt, but you have two great acts colliding. I don't find one auditorily speaking greater than the other. Absolutely not.
Right.
Both people are paying for the best people in the business, and they're making an like top-notch, out of this world product. So what do you have? You then, in my opinion, comes down to what you do in a business. You have somebody that either is or has been marketed more authentically and is connecting with people deeper. I don't think there's any reason musically one of these acts should be more famous with the other. At the end of
Yeah.
that speech on my soapbox, I'm happy it's BTS because I'm sick of bands like Why Don't We. However, I hope that 1, 2, 3 artists of every band, actually, I hope every artist is wildly successful. I think there is room at the top for everybody that's talented. I hope any of these kids in any of these bands drive your career, make it successful, be the next Justin Timberlake, because anybody could evolve out of these spinning circles of revolving boy bands and be a truly talented artist. So that's my long spiel. There is no difference musically. They are the best in the business. It comes down to we as a people. Why do we attract? Look, man, I'm going BTS. If I had to put one of these bands on, I would just put BTS because I'm just burnt out a little on this stuff. However, that was a really good song, super catchy. That had all the right recipes, right? Like that was a catchy song. I'm singing it in my head right now.
So thank you for that. And again, Mike is a professional music producer. That's what he does for a living.
You're welcome.
I agree with everything. I just want people to acknowledge one simple thought, and it does not erase the success or talent of BTS.
Has nothing to do with it.
Distilling down what you said, people are cheering for them because, like the movie Cool Runnings, it's the Jamaican bobsled team.
Agreed.
Oh, we don't expect a bobsled team to be from Jamaica, so let's cheer for them.
Agree, but it doesn't diminish the product. It's as good as this product, in my opinion. Like, this is a great product. So the only reason they're in competition at all is because they're equal. If their product was inferior, this would be over.
Right.
They're out. BTS isn't a big deal. But because their product is on fire, they can compete. And guess what happened? Finally, people said, nah, I'll go with BTS. Also, man, this is a really interesting conversation, but as a marketing person, like the Asian market wasn't accessible in the way that it really is in the last 10 years. And guess what we have? A massive Asian K-pop is a thing. K-pop wasn't a thing in 2000 to 2010 because nobody had phones where they could watch video. They couldn't do this. So now they all have access to cheap iPhones, right? They're all Samsung, Galaxy. They've all got phones that are super cheap and they can bang out these views. Well, they're watching more than we are. Their content is watching more than we are.
From a marketing standpoint, I find it completely fascinating, and I think it's been hugely successful, and that's great. Part of what we talk about on this show is why and how bands succeed. And Mike and I are sometimes involved in the world of helping artist enhancement type stuff. So I personally find that fascinating. What sucks is like when somebody watches just a reaction video and that's the only thing that they've ever seen we talk about. Is like it sounds like we're bashing it or not.
It does. We're not.
It's more about we go beyond the just sort of reaction videos like, this is so fun and wonderful and it's great and I can't wait to dance in my yoga.
We want to talk as much from a business standpoint. Like we want people to understand why people are where they are. I think at the end of the day, Darren, you know this too, there's just only so much space in our brain and you're curious who wins that space and why.
Right.
I am
That's
too.
Right.
We're fascinated with that. Like it's even amazing at night now I've noticed that like I'll just go to Netflix because it's easy. They've done a
Right.
good job at just like putting in front of me what I want to watch. But man, if they put like too many videos where it has the voice over the top of it, I'm like, I'm out. I go right to Hulu in 5 seconds. So this is like a Hulu versus Netflix, BTS versus Disney boy bands. Who gets your brain space?
Right. Well, why don't we
Why
wrap
don't
this up?
we? Look at you.
That's funny. All right. Well, cool. Well, thanks for everybody that made it this
Thank
far
you.
and extending the conversation with all those people that have given a positive feedback or even negative feedback in a
Yep.
respectful way.
Yep.
Without saying we're the white devil, we appreciate and respect your feedback. So
Dude,
let's just keep the dialogue going. Yeah.
I actually forgot that we were like in the middle of a show because this is how we talk on the phone. There was a
That's
moment where I
true.
like I just thought I was talking to Darren and I
We're
just
being
woke up.
recorded.
I woke up from a slumber. Thank you guys. Smash that subscribe, follow along, give us any questions, tell us who you want to watch and you want us to react to. We really enjoy it. So we'll catch you next time. Peace.